Great. Hi, friends. Under the chakras. Hi, Bobby. Welcome. I'm Lisa Turchet. Can you hear me, Bobby? Are you able to hear me?
Yeah, very
Okay,
well.
okay.
Thank you.
All right. You're ready, making your way into a comfortable seat. Closing your eyes if you'd like. Finding your breath. Breathing in through the nose. Exhaling out the mouth or the nose. Whatever feels more natural. Finding your own rhythmic breath. Focusing your gaze on where your third eye might be in between your eyebrows and the center of your forehead. Just focusing on a spot right there while you breathe in and out. Maybe visualizing your breath coming in and out like waves crashing on the sand at the beach. Let's bring our right ear over to the right shoulder. Pausing here, taking a deep breath in and exhaling. Rolling the chin down through the chest, bringing the left ear over to the left shoulder. Pausing here, taking a deep breath in and exhaling. Rolling the chin back down through the center, right ear, back over to the right shoulder. Head back to its natural upright position. Rolling the shoulders back a few times and forward. And once again, sitting in our comfortable seats. If you'd like to set an intention for today's practice or put a special thought out in the universe, and then if you'd like to join me in one Om to open our practice together today, or you can just listen. Deep breath in through the nose. It's opening your eyes when you're ready. We'll begin in child's pose. Arms extended long, big toes touching, knees wide open, sitting back on the heels, forehead to the mat. Still focusing on that breath, inhaling through the nose, exhaling out the mouth or the nose. Just going to start our music. On an inhale, coming up to hands and knees. Exhale, tabletop. Palms directly under the shoulders, knees under the hips, tops the feet flat on the mat. We'll begin with some cat-cow breathing. Inhaling, drawing the belly button down towards the mat. Hips up, looking up, concaving the spine. Inhale. Exhale, arching, drawing that belly button towards the spine, arching your back, nose to belly button. Inhale, concaving, hips up, looking up. Exhale, arching. Inhaling. And exhaling. And taking a few more on your own count. After your next exhale, coming back to a neutral spine, tabletop. If you want to give your tail a little wag side to side. And then coming back to center. On an inhale, right arm reaching up towards the ceiling, following with your eyes. Exhaling, right arm threading through the left, either to the right palm, elbow or shoulder to the mat. Maybe even resting that right ear on the mat if that feels okay. Breathing. Inhaling up to hands and knees, exhale, tabletop. Maybe another little wag of the tail. And then coming back to center. Next, inhale, left arm reaching up towards the ceiling, following with your eyes. Exhale, left arm threading through the right, either to the left palm, elbow or shoulder. Maybe resting that left ear on the mat if that feels okay. Breathing. Inhaling, hands and knees, exhale, tabletop. From here, extending the right leg out behind, tucking the right toes under on the mat or the floor, giving a nice press back with that right heel. And then coming back to neutral. Next, the left arm comes out, left bicep next to the left ear. Staying here or maybe elevating that right leg off the mat. Flexing the right foot, hips in line, drawing in strong through your root, your pelvic floor. Breathing. And then right knee comes underneath the right hip, left hand comes underneath the left shoulder, hands and knees. Next, left leg comes out behind, tucking the left toes under, giving a nice press back with that left heel, stretching out that calf, coming back to center. Right arm comes out, right bicep next to the right ear. Staying here or maybe elevating the left leg off the mat, flexing left foot, hips in line, drawing in strong through your root. Breathing. And then a right hand comes underneath the right shoulder, left knee underneath the left hip, hands and knees. Big toes touching, knees open, sitting back on the heels, arms extended long, forehead to the mat. Keeping in mind, you can always come back to this child's pose anytime during today's practice. If you're feeling lightheaded or dizzy or need a little break, it's always available. Inhaling up to hands and knees. As we exhale, tucking the toes under, lifting the knees off the mat, drawing our hips up and back to downward dog. Lifting up and back with the hips, attempting to get the heels on the mat, not mandatory. Feet are widespread, wider than hips width. Big toes in line with one another. Thumbs are parallel, hands are about shoulders width apart. Really pressing down through your knuckles. Maybe giving your shoulders a nice roll back so the insides of your elbows face one another. And then drawing back with your hips again so your ears are in line with the biceps. Keeping a soft bend in your knees if you're feeling any pressure, if you want to pedal your feet side to side a few times. Maybe gently shaking your head no if you're feeling any tension in your neck. And breathing. From here, we're going to bring our right hand a few feet closer to our left hand. We're going to step our right foot through to about a 90-degree bend. We can use our right hand to help walk our right foot through, if that helps. Pivoting our left heel in, and then maybe using our right hand and then our left hand to walk us up to standing. Hips facing forward, straight arms next to the ears. Warrior one right side. Grounding down through that left heel, lifting up through the right quad, relaxing the shoulders, active arms. Breathing. From here, we're going to bring our right forearm to the top of our right thigh, reaching up and over with our left arm reaching past our right toes, and then slightly opening our chest towards our left. Breathing. Inhaling, turning to face the mat. Exhale, bringing that left hand down to the inside of the right foot. Right hand to the outside of the right foot, pivoting your left heel out. Both hands planted. Right foot coming back to meet the left. Top a push-up or hands and knees. If you have it in your practice to take a chaturanga. Otherwise, lifting the hips up and back to down dog. All of us meeting back at down dog. Breathing. Left hand's gonna come a few feet closer to the right hand. Left leg stepping through to about a 90-degree bend. You can use your left hand to help guide that left foot through. Right heel pivoting in, maybe using the left hand and then the right hand to walk yourself up to standing. Hips facing forward. Straight arms next to the ears. Warrior one left side. Grounding down through the right heel, lifting up to the left quad. Relaxing the shoulders, active arms. Breathing. And then from here, our left forearm comes to the top of our left thigh. Right arm reaching up and over towards the left toes, opening our chest towards the right. Breathing. Inhaling, turning to face the mat. Exhale, right hand on the inside of the left foot, left hand on the outside of the left foot, pivoting your right heel out. Both hands planted, left leg coming back to meet the right. Push up or hands and knees, belly or hover, cobra or upward dog. Back to downward dog. I'm gonna turn this way so I'm not facing my back towards the camera. So we're still in down dog. Breathing. Inhaling, our right foot steps through, our left heel pivots in. Coming up to standing, this time hips are facing forward. Our left foot is parallel to the back of the mat. Our right knee has a strong bend. Right knee in line with the right second toe, arms drawing away from each other, gazing over that right middle finger. If you want to relax your shoulders back and draw them away as you breathe. On an inhale, straightening that right knee. Exhale, pivoting your hips towards your left. Reaching forward with the right arm, either to your calf, ankle, foot, maybe a block, if you have a block available. Left arm reaching up towards the ceiling, opening the shoulders, gazing inside that left palm, or keeping your gaze down towards the mat. Maybe keeping a soft bend in that front right knee if you're feeling any pressure, engaging your root, your pelvic floor, as you breathe. Inhale, coming back up. Exhale, bending that right knee through warrior two once again. And then straightening the right knee. We're gonna reach up and back with the right arm. Left hand slide in the back of the left thigh. Opening up those right ribs. Breathing into that right lung. Inhale, exhale, bending the right knee, right hand coming up and down outside of the right foot, left arm inside of the right foot, pivoting the left heel out, both hands planted, right leg coming back to meet the left, push up or hands and knees, belly or hover, cobra or upward dog, back to downward dog. Inhaling, left foot steps through with a wide step, right heel pivots in, coming up to standing, hips facing forward. Right arm comes back, left arm comes forward, stronger bend in that left knee. Right foot is parallel to the back of the mat. Left knee is in line with the left second toe. Arms drawing away from each other, gazing over that left middle finger. Breathing. On an inhale, straighten the left knee. Exhale, pivoting your hips towards your right, reaching forward with the left arm, either to your calf, ankle, maybe your foot. Right arm reaching up towards the ceiling, opening the shoulders, gazing inside that right palm, or keeping your gaze down towards the mat. Maybe keeping a soft bend in that front left knee, engaging your pelvic floor, breathing. Inhale, coming back up. Exhale, bending that left knee through warrior two. And straightening the left knee, reaching up and back with the left arm. Right hand slide in the back of the right thigh. Opening up those left ribs. Breathing into that left lung. Inhale, exhale, bending the left knee, left arm coming up and down outside the left foot. Right arm inside the left foot, pivoting the right heel out. Both hands planted, left comes back to meet the right. Push up or hands and knees, belly or hover, cobra or upward dog. Back to downward dog through hands and knees or plank. Lifting up and back to down dog. Whew, catching your breath. You're gonna pedal your feet a few times. From here, we're gonna kick our right leg up towards the ceiling, pointing our right toes. We could always bring that left knee down to the mat if we need a little extra support. Bending the right knee, opening our hips towards the right side wall if that feels okay. Otherwise, hips can stay facing forward. Maybe giving that right knee a stir clockwise and then counterclockwise. And then coming back to center. And then from here, we're gonna draw that right knee through our center, hovering over the backs of our hands, opening our right shin to a figure four, resting the right knee on the mat, keeping our weight centered, sliding the left leg long behind, top of the left foot on the mat. Still keeping our weight centered, maybe using our left hand to pull that right foot forward. Staying here with straight arms or maybe coming down to our forearms. We can stack our fists, resting our forehead on the stack or on a block. And we can always place a block under that right hip if we'd like. If this is painful for anyone, you can always come to a reclined position and cross your right ankle over your left knee. And just imagine me lying all the way on my back. I have a battery pack back here, but you could take a figure four and then maybe elevate that left foot off if that feels good. And you still get a nice stretch back here in your hamstring, IT band area. So whatever feels best. Breathing. Few more breaths here. On your next inhale, straightening the arms, coming to flat palms. Exhaling, rolling over to that right hip, swinging the left leg around, making your way into cross-legged, rolling forward, stepping back to hands and knees, or plank, optional chaturanga, downward dog. And then here from down dog, we're gonna kick that right leg up once again, the one we just pigeoned. And we're gonna bend that right knee, opening our hip towards the right, giving that right knee a stir clockwise and counterclockwise, just to get some fresh blood going back to the artery that we cut off and our hip. And then we're gonna place that right foot back down to its downward dog home. If you want to pedal your feet a few times, just breathing. Next, we're gonna kick our left leg up towards the ceiling, pointing our left toes. We could always bring that right knee down to the mat if we need a little extra support. Bending the left knee, opening our hip towards the left, giving that left knee a stir clockwise, and then counterclockwise, and then coming back to center. We're gonna draw the left knee through our center, hovering over the backs of our hands, opening our left shin to a figure four, keeping our weight centered, sliding our right leg long behind, top of the right knee on the mat, top of the right foot. Staying here with straight arms, or maybe coming down to our forearms. Stacking our fists, resting our forehead on the stack or on a block. And we can always place a block under that left hip. And once again, we can take that reclined pose if this hurts. Lying on our backs, crossing our left ankle over the right knee. Breathing. Few more breaths here. On your next inhale, straightening the arms, coming to flat palms. Exhaling, rolling over to that left hip, swinging the right leg around, coming into cross-legged, rolling forward, stepping back to hands and knees or plank. Optional chaturanga, downward dog. And then from here, we're going to kick that left leg up towards the ceiling, pointing the left toes, bending the left knee, opening our hips towards the left, giving that left knee a stir clockwise, and then counterclockwise, and then coming back to center, and then bringing that left foot back down to its home in our down dog shape. If you want to pedal your feet a few times, and then breathing. From here, we're going to step our right foot through into a 90-degree bend, knee directly over the ankle. Left toes can stay tucked under with the left knee elevated, or we can release the left knee on top of the left foot if that feels more supportive. Hands can stay on either side of the right foot, or if you have blocks, or if you want to try, bringing your hands to the top of the right thigh, drawing the inner thighs towards one another, lifting up, facing forward. Breathing. And the left knee can always come down to the mat if that feels more supportive. And then choosing to stay forward facing, or we can take a twist, taking the left elbow to the outside of the right quad, hands together in prayer twisting, gazing just past that right elbow, or keeping your gaze down towards the mat. If you've taken the twist, coming back to forward facing, one hand on each side of the right foot, releasing your left knee to the mat if you haven't already, top of the left foot, drawing your weight back, extending your right toes towards the ceiling, sitting back wherever feels like enough for you. Maybe you can sit all the way on your left heel, Maybe it feels better to hover over your right knee. Maybe you want to reach for your right foot, whatever feels best in your body. On an inhale, coming to the top of that left knee. Exhale, rolling that right foot down to flat foot. Bringing the right knee back to meet the left, toes touching. Sitting back on the heels, arms extended long, forehead to the mat. Inhaling up to hands and knees. As we exhale, tucking the toes under, lifting the knees off the mat, drawing the hips up and back to downward dog. On your next inhale, stepping that left foot through to a 90-degree bend, knee directly over the ankle. Right toes can stay tucked under with the right knee elevated, or we can release the right knee on top of the right foot if that feels more supportive. Hands can stay on either side of the left foot or on blocks, or we can try bringing our hands to the top of the left thigh, drawing the inner thighs towards one another, lifting up, facing forward. Breathing. And then choosing to stay forward facing, or we take a twist, taking the right elbow to the outside of the left quad, hands together in prayer, twisting, gazing just past that left elbow, or keeping your gaze down towards the mat. And right knee to the mat is always an option. If you've taken the twist, come back to forward facing, one hand on each side of your left foot, releasing the right knee, top of the right foot, drawing your weight back, extending your left toes towards the ceiling, sitting back wherever feels like enough for you. Maybe all the way in your right heel, maybe hovering over your left knee, maybe reaching for that left foot, whatever feels best in your body. On an inhale, coming to the top of that right knee, exhale, rolling that left foot down to flat foot, bringing the left knee back to meet the right, toes touching, sitting back on the heels, arms extended long, forehead to the mat. On an inhale, coming up to hands and knees. As we exhale, we're going to gently draw our shoulders a little more forward in the backs of our hands, walking our knees back slightly, bending our elbows, keeping them close to the rib cage, lowering all the way down to the belly, making sure there's enough room for one side of our cheek once we've lowered all the way down, arms long by our sides, flip-flopping our feet a few times, giving our hips a wiggle, rotating our wrists in one direction and then the other. And then just taking a few restful breaths here. Inhaling, facing forward. As we exhale, we're going to extend our arms long in front of us. We're going to go through one limb at a time to practice. On your next inhale, lifting up that right leg, straight right leg, pointing the right toes. Exhale, releasing. Next, inhale, lifting up the left leg, straight left leg, pointing the left toes. Exhale, releasing. Inhaling, right arm reaching out, strong fingers. Exhale, releasing. Next, inhale, left arm reaching out, strong fingers. Exhale, releasing. Now we're gonna go opposite limbs. So left leg, right arm, and lowering. Right leg, left arm, and lowering. Now same side of the body, right leg, right arm, and lowering. Left leg, left arm, and lowering. Let's take a little break, bending the elbows, one hand on top of the other, one side of the cheek to the back of the hands. Taking a few restful breaths here, getting ourselves prepared to lift all four limbs at once. Inhale, facing forward, exhaling, extending your arms long in front, taking one practice breath in. Exhale, next breath in, lifting all four limbs off the mat at once. Really drawing in strong through your root, drawing your shoulders back, letting your heart shine through. Taking tiny sips of air, a little higher, and releasing, lowering all the way down, bending the elbows, one hand on top of the other side of the cheek to the back of the hands. From here, we're gonna bend our knees, flexing our feet so the bottoms of the feet are parallel to the ceiling, facing forward. If you want to windshield wiper your feet side to side a few times. Coming back to center. Reaching back with your arms, either for your heels, ankles, toes, pant legs. Attempting to grab something if nothing's there, whatever's available. And then choosing to stay just like this. Or if you want to take it one step further, drawing your knees together, flexing your feet, using your feet to kick up your hands and your hands to pull up your feet, drawing your shoulders back, letting your heart shine through. One more breath in and releasing, letting your legs, arms, face, breath, flip-flopping your feet, wiggling your hips, rotating your wrists one way and then the other. And then just taking a few restful breaths. From here, we're going to place our hands under our shoulders, facing forward, pressing ourselves up to hands and knees, and gently sitting back on our heels. From here, we're going to roll over to our right hip, extending our legs in front of us, transitioning to our back. So if you want to bend your knees first and place your feet on the mat and slowly lower to your back, whatever feels best for you. Once you've lowered all the way down, feet are about hips width apart, maybe slightly pigeon-toeing your toes, so your toes are a little more in than your heels. Being able to brush your heels with your fingertips is usually an indication you're in a good spot. Staring straight up towards the ceiling, grounding down through the bottoms of the feet. On an inhale, lifting up the hips. Exhaling, drawing the inner thighs towards one another, pointing the knees forward. You can stay just like this if you'd like, or if you have a block available, you can try placing a block under your sacrum, your tailbone area, at whatever height feels best for you. You can even try tucking one shoulder blade at a time and binding your hands beneath you if that feels good. Or maybe none of those things, whatever feels best for you. And then you can choose to stay just like this, or if you want to try kicking one leg up towards the ceiling and putting that foot down, and then kicking up the other leg. You can try playing around with that a few times. And making sure both feet are planted on the mat. On an inhale, lifting up the hips, removing any blocks, untucking your shoulders if you bound them. As you exhale, slowly lowering one vertebra at a time, all the way down to a neutral spine. Once you've lowered all the way down, gently windshield wipering your knees side to side. Coming back to center, drawing your knees into your chest, wrapping your arms on the outsides of your legs, gently rocking side to side, maybe in a circular motion in one direction, and then the other. And then coming back to center, continuing to hug the right knee into the chest, extending the left leg long and flat on the mat. Straightening that right leg up towards the ceiling, binding the fingers behind the right hamstring, giving it a gentle press. Then bending that right knee. With the left hand, we're going to draw the right knee towards the left side of our bodies. Trying to keep both shoulders on the mat. And then turning to face the right hand. On an inhale, lifting up that right knee. Exhaling, rolling back to your neutral spine, hugging both knees into the chest. Wrapping your arms on the outsides of your legs, gently rocking side to side, maybe in a circular motion in one direction, and then the other. And then coming back to center. Continuing to hug the left knee into the chest, extending the right leg long and flat on the mat. Straightening that left leg up towards the ceiling, binding the fingers behind the left hamstring, giving it a gentle press. And then bending that left knee. With the right hand, we're going to draw the left knee towards the right side of our bodies. Trying to keep both shoulders on the mat, and then turning to face our left hand. On an inhale, lifting up that left knee. Exhale, slowly rolling back to your neutral spine, drawing your knees into your chest, giving yourself one more hug around the outsides of your legs, rocking side to side, maybe in a circular motion in one direction and then the other. And then coming back to center. You want to bring your arms to the insides of your knees and grab the outsides of your feet and take happy baby, or maybe a one leg at a time baby pose. Or if you want to draw the soles of your feet together and take a Baddha Konasana shape, butterfly. Or if there's another pose that you enjoy in the supine position that you'd like to take that you're really craving, maybe a plow or something in that neighborhood. Wherever you are, gently make your way to your neutral spine, bending your knees, drawing your heels to your backside, bringing your palms to the outsides of your knees, pressing your knees towards one another, wrapping your arms around the outsides of your legs, giving yourself a really tight hug, drawing your chin to your chest, forehead to your knees, squeezing yourself as tight as you can, squeezing your forehead, pursing your lips, making yourself as little as possible. And then letting everything go. Legs long in front of you, arms long by your sides, flip-flopping your feet, giving your hips a wiggle, rotating your wrists in one direction and then the other, relaxing your shoulders, letting them melt into the mat, into the floor, releasing any tension in your jaw and your neck, your occipital bone, or your forehead. And then finally closing your eyes, making your way into Shavasana, your final resting pose of class. Just gonna put a mellower song on and I will let you know when it's time to come out of it. Gently begin to start wiggling your fingers and toes. When you feel ready, slowly rolling over to your right or your left side. Whatever feels more natural to you. Hanging out there for a few minutes, few breaths, pardon me, or if you need a few minutes, just a few times. And when you feel ready, making your way up to seated, and we'll close our practice together today. Once again, finding your comfortable seat in the beginning of class, closing your eyes if you'd like, finding your breath, that third eye gaze. Doing a quick check-in with your body, seeing how you're feeling now for the beginning of class, if anything shifted. And then maybe taking a moment to acknowledge something or someone. And if you'd like to join me in one Om to close our practice together today, or you can just listen. Deep breath in through the nose. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.